The virus spread silently, creeping through the city like a shadow in the night. A whisper in the subways, a ghostly presence that no one could see. A cough in Times Square, echoing through the empty streets. No one noticed, not until it was too late. The city, once vibrant, now eerily silent. Then the infected walked. Hungry, relentless, they roamed the streets searching for their next victim. Our neighbors, friends, family, transformed into monsters. Their eyes vacant, their humanity gone. The scream started in Brooklyn, a crescendo of fear that ripped through the boroughs. Panic spread like wildfire. The news, always late to the party, finally caught up. Headlines screamed of chaos and despair. Images flickered across TV screens, flesh tearing, bones crunching. The horror was undeniable. People ran, some towards safety, others towards the infected, desperate to save loved ones. The streets were a battleground. The city that prided itself on conquering any challenge found itself on its knees. Its spirit broken, the Big Apple rotting from the core, its heart decayed. Panic set in, deeper than the East River, colder than a winter in Central Park. Fear was palpable. Society unraveled faster than a cheap suit in a rainstorm. The fabric of our lives torn apart. The streets, once pulsating with life, became eerily quiet. Empty cabs sat like forgotten toys, their yellow a stark contrast against the encroaching darkness. The air, thick with the stench of decay, carried the guttural moans of the undead. Inside apartments, behind barricaded doors, families huddled together. Fear, a tangible presence, choked the air. Whispered prayers and desperate pleas for help went unanswered. The outside world had become a nightmare. Looters, taking advantage of the chaos, picked the bones of a dying city. Morality, like the rule of law, crumbled in the face of survival, but even the most hardened criminal knew this was different. This was extinction on two legs. The rumble of helicopters sliced through the heavy air, a sound both ominous and reassuring. Military choppers, black specks against the gray sky, descended like avenging angels, their rotors cutting through the silence of despair. Hope, fragile and hesitant, flickered in the hearts of the survivors. The cavalry had arrived, bringing with them a glimmer of salvation. Soldiers, faces grim, eyes hardened by battles unseen, poured onto the streets, their presence a stark reminder of the gravity of the situation. They carried with them the cold efficiency of war, a stark contrast to the chaotic terror that had consumed the city. Their mission was clear. They were not there to save everyone. Their orders were precise, their focus unwavering. They were there to contain the nightmare, to establish control amidst the chaos. Orders were barked, barricades erected, and defensive positions fortified with military precision. Times Square, once a symbol of human achievement, became a battleground, its bright lights overshadowed by the fog of war. The fight for New York, for humanity itself, had begun. The stakes had never been higher. But against an enemy that knew no fear, no pain, could even the might of the U.S. military prevail? The answer remained uncertain. Section 4. Clashes of flesh and firepower. Gunfire erupted, shattering the uneasy silence. The staccato rhythm of automatic weapons became the city's new anthem. Soldiers, trained to fight flesh and blood, faced an enemy that defied logic and reason. The undead surged forward, a tide of decaying flesh driven by a single primal hunger. Each bullet stopped one, but more always followed, drawn to the scent of living prey. The streets ran red, a macabre Jackson Pollock painting of blood and viscera. The soldiers fought with the courage of desperation, knowing each fallen comrade brought them closer to the abyss. They had become the thin line between civilization and oblivion, their bravery the only shield against the encroaching darkness. Section 5. Unsung heroes and unending horrors. Amid the chaos, stories of heroism emerged, shining like beacons in the darkness. A young medic risking his life to drag a wounded comrade to safety, his determination unwavering despite the danger surrounding him. A group of civilians armed with nothing but kitchen knives and sheer will, defending their building against impossible odds, their courage a testament to human resilience. But for every act of bravery, 100 more succumbed to the horror, their lives extinguished in the relentless tide of violence. Families torn apart, lovers lost in the maelstrom of violence, their cries echoing through the shattered streets. The city, once a testament to human ambition, became a graveyard of broken dreams, its skyline marred by smoke and ruin. The battle for New York raged on, a brutal dance of death beneath the uncaring gaze of the skyscrapers, each skirmish a desperate bid for survival. Hope still flickered, but it was a fragile flame, threatened by the winds of despair, yet stubbornly refusing to be extinguished. The question was not if humanity would survive, but what would be left of it when the dust settled, and whether the spirit of resilience would endure.